Phillies showed some fight again last night. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Headset Media Tour. Captain last night's game into the Phillies and the Miami Marlins as the Phillies defeat the Marlins by a final score of 3-2 as Rhys Hoskins delivers a walk-off RBI double in the bottom of the 9th inning. So we start a new winning streak. Now, guys, before I get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please share, engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So we win the first game of this 3-game series against the Miami Marlins. A lot of bad teams coming up on our schedule. 2 more against Miami, and then we have 5 games against the Washington Nationals. It's a really bad Nationals team, so we have to take advantage. We have to take advantage. Rhys Hoskins with his first career walk-off hit. How about that? I mean, Rhys Hoskins, it just goes to show you what just not a clutch hitter he is, right, in his career, right? I mean, that is his first career walk-off hit. We all knew he would do it eventually, so he was able to do that last night. And good for Rhys, right? Good for Rhys. He's starting to, put the bat on the baseball a little bit more. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come for him. We all know how inconsistent he is, and he probably will, go back into a really bad slump like he always does in his career. But it's nice to know that right now he is on a hot stretch, right? He's definitely been playing good baseball. Bryce Harper with another RBI double last night, driving in another run. This is really, racking up the RBIs this year. So almost at 50 on the year so far. If we beat this Miami Marlins team, we have to at least win the series here. So we got the scoring summary here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bryce Harper doubles on a sharp line drive to center field, and Kyle Schwarber comes around to score, and the Phillies now take a 1-0 lead. That was Bryce's 20th double of the season already. We all know he's a doubles machine. He had a career-high in doubles last year with 42. So he's a doubles machine. He is just a doubles machine. So already 20 on the year. So it's just hard to believe for this guy. He just continues to rank up the extra base hits. That's why the OPS is so high. He continues to draw walks. I mean, he draws 2 again last night. Keep up the good work, Harper. I mean, MVP, right? MVP. We're definitely going to see him out at the All-Star game in Los Angeles. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Philly killer. This guy just always has their number. Miguel Rojas doubles on a line drive to left field. John Berti comes around to score, and the Marlins tie it at 1. So that was Rojas' 5th double of the season, and the Marlins tie it. I mean, first of all, this Marlins team has our number. I mean, their pitching staff is very, very good. They pitch well in the clutch. We do not hit this Marlins team well, especially down in Miami. I mean, luckily we're up at Citizens Bank Park this time in the 3-game set, but if we were down in Miami, I definitely wouldn't be feeling so good. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 7th inning. Miguel Rojas does it again. His 2nd double tonight, 7th of the year overall, as he doubles on a short line drive to center field. John Berti comes around to score, basically just like the double he hit prior, and it's now 2-1 Miami. So the Marlins now take the lead. Miguel Rojas delivers the go-ahead RBI double. So Miguel Rojas pretty much providing the only offense for the Marlins last night off of Aaron Nola. This guy, as I just said before, always has had our number. I mean, always, ever since he was called up, he always seems to hit our pitching well, no matter who is on the mound. 2-1 Miami. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Didi Gregorius continues to be productive since coming off of the IL, right? This guy has really stepped it up. He singles on a ground ball to right field. Rhys Hoskins comes around to score, and the Phillies now tie it at 2. So that was a clutch 2-out RBI single for Sir Didi. How about that? A huge hit right there to tie the game off of Stephen Okart. As I said, this Marlins pitching staff is very, very good. Of course, this Marlins team isn't very good, but I tell you, their pitching staff certainly is good, especially against us, right? They always have had our number, as I just said before. So it's really saying a lot. We really showed a lot of fight again last night. It seems like that 13-1 loss to the Diamondbacks on Saturday kind of seems like it's in the rearview mirror. Of course it is. Of course it's in the rearview mirror. We have to keep looking forward. We cannot be dwelling on that. We have to go out and start a new streak, and that's what we're doing. We're going out and starting a new streak. So the Phillies tie it at 2. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rhys Hoskins with his first career walk-off hit as he doubles on a line drive to center field that splits the gap, and Matt Vierling comes around to score, and the Phillies win it 3-2. So that was Hoskins' 11th double of the season. Of course, there was a huge celebration out at second base, so congratulations to the big fella. Giolito, first career walk-off hit, and he is your Phillies Sensitive Media Player of the Game. So he delivers. The red-hot Hoskins continues to stay hot. A nice walk-off double in route to a 3-2 Phillies victory. Kyle Schwarber out of the last spot, collects 2 knocks. Also scores on the Bryce Harper RBI double, which was the first run of the ball game, and works his average up to 212. OPS still sits at 807. Keep it the good work, Kyle Schwarber continues to drive up his average. Right, it continues to get higher and higher by the day. So now it's 212, and hopefully, in a couple weeks, he'll be right around 250. That is what I'm hoping for. So he is a career 235 hitter, but honestly, I like to see him at around 250. I think that's where he usually is. Usually, even in a good year, even last year, he was right around 250. I think he was just right above the 260 mark, and honestly, that's a good average coming out of Kyle Schwarber. He's just doesn't hit for very high. He has 16 home runs, an 807 OPS. That's pretty darn good when you're just hitting 212. Rhys Hoskins, 2 knocks last night. The RBI double to win it for the Phillies in the bottom 9th inning. As I said, your Phillies Sensitive Media Player of the Game. Also draws a walk. Keep up the good work, Rhys Hoskins. He's certainly been having a good month. 763 OPS now. 2 days ago, even before the weekend, it was like floating right up below the 700 mark, and now it's 763. So his last 7 games, he's hitting 379 with a 455 OBP. In his last 15, he's hitting 276 with a 362 OBP. His last 30, he's hitting 250 with a 338 on base percentage. So you see the average now up to 237. So he is starting to swing a better bat. 30 RBIs now on the year. This guy is starting to turn his season around. But we all know how streaky he is. So we can't let ourselves get too excited. Bryce Harper, it was a big one. The RBI double to score the first run of the ball game to drive in Kyle Schwarber. Also drawing 2 walks last night. Average still sits at 318. OPS sits at 1,009. Bryce Harper continues to put up MVP numbers, so it's pretty much no surprise, right? He just continued, he picked up right where he left off last year. We didn't see in 2016 following his MVP year in 2015, right? He did not, pick up right where he left off, right? Of course, he had a really good month of April in 2016, but he really fell off after that, and I think he might have been battling, some injuries there, but this is great to see out of Harper, because, as I just said, his 2016 following up to his first MVP year, the numbers just didn't, carry over, but here in 2022, following his 2021 MVP year, the numbers have carried over. Continue to out of the cleanup spot, goes hitless. That definitely was a rough performance for JT. Average now drops to 244. OPS now sits at 682. He continues to be a disappointment at the plate despite having a 3-hit day on Sunday against the Diamondbacks. And Didi Gregorius' only one hit was a big one, the game-tying RBI single in the bottom of the 8th inning. So that was huge, right? A huge hit off of that of Didi Gregorius. Yes, indeedy. He continues to be productive since coming off of this IL. He had that great defensive play on Sunday, but pretty much that blind catch, running out to center field, and he basically just makes a basket catch like that. And of course, he didn't fall down, but that's not an easy play. So he continues to be productive. Average sits at 313 to 797 OPS. Of course, he hasn't had nearly the amount of plate appearances as the rest of his Phillies, a lot of these other Phillies hitters, but he's still been very, very productive. Nick Castellanos gets the night off last night, so Odubel Herrera got the start on right field. He collects a knock. Sits at 276 OPS, still sits above 800 at 815. As I talked about every single time I talk about Odubel Herrera, it's hard to believe he has an OPS above 800. It's just very, very hard to believe. And Nick Castellanos did come in later in the ball game to take over, and he also collected a knock. Bryson started a rough hit performance at second last night, also striking out once. That definitely was not the best night for Bryson. Mickey Moniak also collecting a knock last night, but it was really just a treacherous at-bat later in the ballgame. Watches, a couple pitches go right the middle of the plate, and he swings it, just off speed in the dirt, right? He wasn't showing the best plate approach there later in the ballgame. And Matt Feeling also scoring the game-winning run. Matt Feeling stealing second, that was huge. That really, really just proved to be, costly for that Miami Marlins team. Allowing him to move up to second like that really, proved to be the winner here, right? He wouldn't have scored. Clearly, he wouldn't have scored if he had not stolen second base. And that is a lesson, to some of the, the new school, baseball, people, around the industry. We can't stop, stolen base attempts. We can't stop bunting. We can't stop doing the little things. We have to keep that going. And Aaron Nola starts 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 6. E-rate now drops down to 3.42. He did not get the win, but still one heck of a start for Aaron. So he has another solid, above-average start. So him and her have just been unbelievable. Of course, we were at the top, but you have this nice 1-2 punch I talked a lot about in 2020. We didn't really see it in 2021, but we have certainly seen it here in 2022. We were in Nola at the top, right? This is a dangerous 1-2 punch. So he continues to stay high. He struck out 91 in his last 15 starts. He struck out 50 in his last 7. So he continues to rank up the strikeouts. And anything, spectacular last night. He averaged just below 1 strikeout per inning last night. He struck out 6 and 7 sets. And a strikeout almost every inning on average. Of course, it's a little less than that. Definitely a solid start. The curveball, it looked like a beach ball last year. That's why he allowed so many home runs last year. And also just because of the fact that they're just sitting there waiting for it. That's why, the home run count was so high. But he's got a lot. He doesn't elevate the curveball as much as he used to, and that's why the home runs are so much lower. That's why he's been doing so much better, because he finally figured out how to not elevate that curveball. Because I was getting him in a lot of trouble. It was just like a beach ball. They're just sitting there, salivating and waiting for it. Another dominant start last night out of Aaron Nola. Kind of brined him really just a solid top of the 8th inning, a 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning. He continues to dominate. He continues to be so good coming out of his Phillies bullpen. I mean, I've been so blown away by Connor Brogdon, a 2.51 ERA. We saw it at the beginning of the 2021 season, and honestly, I was really down on him going into spring training. The velocity wasn't there, and he goes down and works in AAA and gets his velocity back up to what it's supposed to be. So the velocity is back, and he is back. So he continues to be just dominant. Serandy Dominguez gets the win, 4-1 now on the year. He also pitches a solid top of the 9th. We fought back against this Marlins team. I mean, not only do we show fight, which is something we don't really do. Of course, we saw it in the 9-game winning streak a lot, but especially against this Marlins team, we never seem to fight back against these guys. So take that. Take that. This one certainly felt good, because I'm so tired of losing to these guys. I am so tired of losing to the Marlins. It's so nice to hand them a loss. So unfortunately, the Braves did win last night, now 12 in a row, but Ozzie Albies did fracture his left foot. Definitely disappointing. I do not like to see any injuries. I don't wish that on anybody, so I am sad to hear that, right? I mean, I do not like to hear about any injuries. The Braves still do manage to win. Of course, they were playing Washington, who is just an inept and pathetic team. And, they're still beating baseball teams. That's all that matters for them. The Mets got the night off last night, but they are back in action this evening as they are taking on the Milwaukee Brewers at Citi Field. So, of course, we're going to be rooting for the Brewers. Let's go Andrew McCutcheon. Let's do some damage against those Mets, right? So hopefully they can do that. Hopefully the Brewers can get the job done against the Mets. But honestly, the Brewers haven't been playing the best baseball either. Of course, we swept them out last week, and then they go to Washington, and then they lose the series to the really just a bad Nationals team. So hopefully then they can rebound and take down those New York Mets. That's what I'm really hoping for. So you got it set up now. I mean, you win the first game of this 3-game series against the Marlins. You pretty much have no excuse but to now win the series. At least win the series. So you cannot drop the next 2 games. So now a 31-30 record. If we get back over 500 again, 8.5 back. From the first base spot in the NL East against the Mets, the Braves find themselves just 5 games back. So the Mets are certainly starting to feel some pressure. I mean, I don't care that Ozzie Albies, fractured his left foot, for the Braves. I mean, they still have a lot of good offensive pieces over there. I mean, they still got Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna Jr. still back, and Ozzie Albies, of course, he's a very, very good defender, but he's only hitting around 247. Dansby Swanson has been amazing for them. Honestly, I'm not really too worried about the Braves. I'm just not. I mean, I think they're still going to be, a very good baseball team without Ozzie Albies. I mean, if I was a Braves fan, I wouldn't really be too concerned. Of course, I'm a little bit worried about him as a Phillies fan, no question. But we all knew at the beginning of the year, I even said it last year, I mean, they're slow starters. And now they've got it going. I mean, of course, I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to try to have them win the Mets. Great win last night. Reese Hoskins, his first career walk-off hit, so congratulations to the big fella. Rogers on the mound for Miami tonight, 3-5 with a 5.58 ERA, going against Zach Eflin, 2-4 with a 3.76 ERA. So hopefully Eflin can bounce back. His last start was just kind of meh. It wasn't really that great, or it wasn't good or bad. It just was kind of in the middle. So hopefully he can have a solid start tonight for us. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Be subscribed if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. At Phillies Social Media, Instagram, follow me on Twitter and beyond social media. Card text 267-225-59. Email me, philliesocialmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you. Let's go Phils. Rogers Eflin, 7-5. Let's see you guys.